Hello Internet, and welcome to another new series I'm doing called My Classic of the Fortnight. Please enjoy a trip down memory lane with me this week as we take a look at the first in the series, Fable. Fable is a fantasy RPG series developed by Lionhead Studios. The series has had multiple sequels, Fable 2, Fable 3, and finishing last year with Fable the Journey. So what did the critics have to say about it? Well, the critics did not view it as I do. Many criticised the overall shortness of the story, but however many were able to overlook this due to the wonderful side quests within the game that take up so much of your time, and the classic combat system, as mentioned by OneUp.com. Likewise, USA Today believes the game to get better and better, with the Observer particularly noting the game's use of very British comedy in the style of Monty Python or Fawlty Towers. So for the critics it would seem that Fable is a good game, but not a great game. Here's why they're wrong. First, let us start by looking at the gameplay. The gameplay is somewhat of a mixed bag. The morality system is ingenious and completely revolutionary. Likewise, the infusion of action and comedy is unheard of within the video game genre, making this a true first in this industry. Yet the combat system can sometimes be a bit buggy. However, the overall quality and design of the world more than makes up for this, putting it in a league with other brands such as The Elder Scrolls. This is even more so the case when one takes into consideration the customization that you can give to your character within the game. The great weapon upgrades that are available throughout the game only help this. The audio of the game may not be quite as revolutionary as the gameplay, but it creates a nice blend of dark and light throughout, which gives a great atmosphere as you explore Lionhead's world. It also introduces some of the iconic sounds of Albion that we've become so used to, such as the West Country voices that make up the sounds of the villagers, making them seem idiotic in a sense, while poking fun at British people. This is where things start to slump, as now we talk about the visuals of the game. As mentioned before, the world is beautifully crafted and you can see many distinct details. However, the visuals themselves leave much to be desired. Even at the time of release, they were not astounding like you would see in games such as Crysis 3 and Halo 4 today that truly pushed the boundaries of the engines that they used. Even worse, if you're a man of the modern era who is used to the stellar graphics of the games that I just mentioned, you'll be sure to find these graphics almost unbearable, which creates a distinct problem when you're trying to get engaged in the world around you. So from what we can see thus far, it would seem that Fable has all the hallmark stamps to become a true classic. However, there is one thing that I have not mentioned, and that is perhaps the most important aspect of any video game: the story. The story in Fable is very personal, and is perhaps the best aspect of the game, as it personally involves your hero trying to help out the remnants of their family and trying to reclaim the lives that they lost. It perfectly welds together both the dark and light elements that are present throughout the game, and helps unify it all together and make you feel like you really are a hero. But how did the series fare once this released? The great form of the series continued with 2008's Fable 2, returning with more of the series' famous comedy and storytelling. However, sadly though, 2010's Fable 3 saw a decline in the series that 2012's Fable the Journey couldn't quite climb up to again. Only the future can tell us if this series will regain its former glory, or if it will slowly slump into obscurity like so many others. In the end then, Fable fulfills the true purpose of a video game. That is to engage you and immerse you in the world that's been lovingly created by the developers, never letting go of you until the credits roll. In this sense then, Fable truly is a classic. It's not perfect, but then a true classic never is.
Your choices, whether they lead you down the path of good or evil, will change the face of the world. Now, take your guild seals and venture forth as heroes.